Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Hari Gaur Vrndavana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. This reading from Chaitanya Bhagavata, Madhya-Khanda, chapter 5, and it is description of Vyasa Puja. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Glory to Lord Chaitanya, who is Lord Krishna himself. He's the lamp of Navadvip and the lion who attacks the offenders. On a knotted string, he chants a fixed number of his own holy names. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya, the master of all lives. Glory to Lord Chaitanya, the master of Nityananda and Gadadhar. Glory, glory to Lord Chaitanya, who becomes the submissive servant of Advaita and the other devotees. O Lord, giving them the gift of pure devotional service, please deliver the poor people of this world. In this way, in Lord Nityananda's association, the devotees became overwhelmed, happily tasting the nectar of topics about Krishna. They were all generous, kind, and noble-hearted devotees of the Lord. Intoxicated by tasting the nectar of Lord Krishna, they roared with happiness. Looking in the four directions, smiling, Lord Nityananda saw streams of bliss flowing from everyone's eyes. Observing this bliss, Lord Chaitanya said to Lord Nityananda, "Please hear, O Shripad Nityananda Goswami, where will your Vyasa Puja be? You know that tomorrow is the full moon day of Vyasa Puja. Please say what is in your heart." Understanding Lord Chaitanya's hint, Lord Nityananda placed his hand on Srivas Pandit. Smiling, Lord Nityananda said, "Please hear, O Vishwambar, my Vyasa Puja will be at this young Brahmin's home." Then Lord Chaitanya said to Srivas, "A great burden is now placed on you." Srivas replied, "Oh my Lord, it's not a burden. By your mercy, my home has everything. Cloth, mudga dal, yagna sutra, ghee, betel nuts, betel leaves, all are ready for the ceremony. I need only get a book describing how to perform the rite. Tomorrow I will become very fortunate. Then I will see the Vyasa Puja." Lord Chaitanya was very pleased with Srivas's words. All the Vaishnavas said, "Hari, Hari." Lord Chaitanya said, "Listen, O Shripad Goswami, let us all go to Srivas Pandit's home. We will make it auspicious." Accepting Lord Chaitanya's order, blissful Lord Nityananda at once departed. Accompanied by all the devotees, Lord Chaitanya also departed. Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, looked like Krishna and Balaram, surrounded by their servants in Gokula. Simply by entering Srivas' home, everyone felt the intense bliss of Lord Krishna present in their bodies. By Lord Chaitanya's order, the doors were closed. Except for relatives and close friends, no one could enter. Then Lord Chaitanya gave the order for kirtan. The sound of kirtan arose and the external world went far away. Thus there was a blissful kirtan on the day before Vyasa Puja. Surrounded by the singing devotees, the two lords danced. Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda love each other eternally. Thinking of each other, they danced together. Some devotees shouted, some devotees roared, some devotees fell unconscious, and some devotees wept. Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda trembled, perspired, and fainted in ecstasy. They wept, and the hairs of their bodies stood erect. Who can describe their ecstatic symptoms? The two lords danced in spiritual bliss. One moment they embraced, and the next moment they wept. Each of the two lords wished to grasp the other's feet, but because they were both very intelligent, neither succeeded. Overcome with bliss, they rolled about on the ground, enjoying transcendental pastimes. They did not know who they were. External consciousness was far from them now. They were without clothes. The Vaishnavas tried to catch them. No one could. Who can catch the person who holds the three worlds? Like wild madmen, the two lords enjoyed pastimes of chanting the holy names. Chant, chant, Lord Chaitanya screamed. His entire body was covered with perspiration from the blissful pastimes. For many days Lord Chaitanya longed to meet Lord Nityananda. Now he was no longer aware of the external world. Now he floated in an ocean of bliss. Lord Chaitanya's dancing was very graceful. He danced so enthusiastically that his feet touched his head. When Lord Nityananda's feet struck the ground, the Vaishnavas thought the whole world trembled. In this way the two lords danced in ecstasy. Who has the power to describe the bliss they felt? Then, to reveal the truth about Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya accepted the mood of Lord Balaram and ascended the throne of Lord Vishnu. Accepting the mood of Lord Balaram, Lord Chaitanya, as if wild with intoxication, called out, "Bring wine, bring wine." To Lord Nityananda, Lord Chaitanya said, "At once give me the plough and club." Accepting Lord Chaitanya's order with his own hands, Lord Nityananda placed something in Lord Chaitanya's hands. Some saw, others did not see. Some saw the plough and club with their own eyes. They to whom the Lord was merciful saw, others had no power to see. Although Lord Nityananda was openly manifested before everyone, only some few persons were able to understand these confidential truths. Accepting the plough and club from Lord Nityananda, Lord became like a madman. "Varuni, Varuni," he screamed. No one understood. No one knew what to do. Everyone looked at each other's faces. In their hearts everyone thought of what to do. They gave a pot of Ganga water to the Lord. The Lord offered the water to everyone, and then he himself drank. The Lord thought he was drinking wine made from kadamba flowers. Surrounding him on four sides, the devotees recited prayers to Lord Balaram. At every moment the Lord called, "Nara, Nara, Nara." As if intoxicated, again and again he nodded his head. "Nara, Nara," he called, but no one knew what Nara meant. Everyone asked, "Lord, who is Nara? Please tell us." The Lord replied, "He called out for me and I came. You call him Advaita Acharya. It's because of Nara that I descended to this world. Nara brought me here from Vaikuntha. Now he happily stays with Haridas. I have descended to this world to begin the Sankirtan movement. In home after home I will make people chant the holy names. Persons who are mad after academic learning, wealth, family, material knowledge, and dry austerity naturally commit offenses to my devotees. To those lowly people I will not give pure love of Krishna, but to the people of Nadia I will give pure love of Krishna, love that delights Brahma and all the demigods." Hearing this, all the devotees floated in bliss. The next moment Lord Chaitanya became peaceful and sober. "Was I restless?" the Lord asked. The devotees replied, "There was nothing wrong." The Lord affectionately embraced everyone. He said, "Please don't take seriously the offenses I make at every moment." When the Lord spoke these words, all the devotees smiled. Then Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda rolled about on the ground. Wrapped in ecstatic trance, wild Lord Nityananda accepted no restraint. The Lord who bears the name Sesha was overcome with the nectar of love for Krishna. One moment he laughed, the next moment he danced, the next moment he was clothed only by 4 directions. His body was filled with the mood of being a child. Lord Nityananda, who is the root from which all has come, was not aware where his danda, kamandalu, and garments had gone. Peaceful and grave, Lord Nityananda was now restless. Lord Chaitanya held him. Then Lord Nityananda became still. Everyone thought Lord Chaitanya's words were an iron rod for controlling wild animals. They did not think Lord Nityananda was anything other than a ferocious wild lion. Be still. Tomorrow you will see the Vyas-Puj. After pacifying Lord Nityananda with these words, Lord Chaitanya went to his own home. All the devotees also went to their homes. Lord Nityananda stayed in Srivasa's home. Late at night, Lord Nityananda, screaming, tore apart his danda and kamandala and threw the pieces here and there. Who understands the Supreme Lord's perfect actions? Why did he break his danda and kamandala? At sunrise, Ramai Pandit arose, seeing the broken danda and kamandala. He was very surprised. He told everything to Srivas Pandit, and Srivas said, "Go to Lord Chaitanya." Hearing the news from Ramai's mouth, Lord Chaitanya came. Lord Nityananda was not in external consciousness. He was laughing wildly. Lord Chaitanya picked up the danda in his graceful hands, and taking Lord Nityananda with him, he went to bathe in the Ganga. Srivas and the other devotees also came to bathe in the Ganga. Lord Chaitanya then threw the danda in the Ganga. Restless, Lord Nityananda did not pay any attention to anyone's words. For this, Lord Chaitanya rebuked him. Seeing a crocodile, Lord Nityananda ran to catch it. Gadadhar and Srivas screamed, "Hi, hi!" Lord Nityananda fearfully swam to the middle of the Ganga. Only Lord Chaitanya's words could stop him. Lord Chaitanya called out to Lord Nityananda, "Come at once and perform Vyas-Puj." Hearing Lord Chaitanya's words, Lord Nityananda emerged from the water. After bathing, he went home with Lord Chaitanya. There all the devotees had gathered. There was a continual chanting of Krishna, Krishna. Srivas Pandit became the Acharya of Vyas-Puj. On Lord Chaitanya's order, he performed all the rituals. Everyone sang in a sweet, sweet kirtan. Srivasa's home became the world of Vaikuntha. Learned in all the scriptures, Srivas Pandit performed all the rituals. Placing a beautiful, splendidly fragrant garland in Lord Nityananda's hand, Srivas said, "Listen, listen, O Nityananda. Offering prayers, bow down before Lord Vyas. Please, Lord Vyas fulfills all the desires of a person who, following the rules of scriptures, offers a garland to him." Hearing these words, Lord Nityananda said, "It is so, it is so." Still, he did not understand anything that was said. Srivas patiently repeated his words again and again. Still, Lord Nityananda did not understand. Holding the garland in his hands, Lord Nityananda looked in the four directions. Saintly Srivas called out to Lord Chaitanya, "Your Srivas Nityananda will not worship Lord Vyas." Hearing Srivasa's words, Lord Chaitanya at once came before Lord Nityananda. Lord Chaitanya said, "O Nityananda, please hear my words. At once, offer the garland to Lord Vyas and worship him." Lord Nityananda looked at Lord Chaitanya. He at once placed the garland around Lord Chaitanya's head. The garland was made very beautiful by the Lord's curly hair. Then Lord Chaitanya manifested a six-armed form. In his hands, Lord Chaitanya held a conch shell, chakra, club, lotus, mace, and plough. Gazing at this form, Lord Nityananda fainted in ecstasy. Gazing at the six-armed form, Lord Nityananda fainted. He fell to the ground. He showed no sign of being alive. Vaishnavas became frightened, calling out, "Krishna, please save him! Krishna, please save him!" They remembered Lord Krishna. Then Lord Chaitanya, the son of Jagannath Mishra, roared. Placing Lord Nityananda on his lap, the Lord roared like thunder. When he saw the six-armed form, Lord Nityananda fell unconscious. With his own hands, Lord Chaitanya picked him up. He said, "Rise, rise, Nityananda, please be peaceful. Carefully listen to the chanting of the holy names in Sankirtan. You descended to this world to bring the chanting of the holy names. Now you have succeeded in this mission. What more do you want?" You own pure devotional service and pure love for Krishna. You're made of pure love for Krishna. If you do not give it, no one can attain pure devotional service. Please control yourself. Get up. Look at your friends. You can give pure devotional service to anyone you wish. Even if he worships me, a person who has even half a sesame seed's of worth of hatred for you will never be dear to me. In this way, Lord Nityananda attained Lord Chaitanya. Hearing Lord Chaitanya's words and gazing at Lord Chaitanya's six-armed form, Lord Nityananda became filled with bliss. Lord Chaitanya always resides in Lord Anantasesha's heart. Please do not be surprised to know that Lord Nityananda is Lord Anantasesha himself. What is surprising about the Lord showing the six-armed form? All these playful pastimes are perfectly appropriate for this incarnation of the Lord. When Lord Ramachandra offered Pinda, Dasarath personally came before the Lord's eyes. If that was wonderful, then this is also wonderful. Without doubt, these are all the playful pastimes of Lord Krishna. Lord Nityananda never leaves the mood of being a servant. He never accepts even a half sesame seed's worth of any other mood. At every moment, he's like Lakshman, whose heart, life, and treasure is Lord Ramachandra, the beloved of Sita. Lord Nityananda's heart is like that. At every moment, he's delighted to serve Lord Chaitanya. Even though he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, even though he is supremely independent, even though he's the creator, maintainer, and destroyer of the material universes, even though he's all-pervading within the material universe, even though he continues to exist after all the material universes disappear, and even though the Vedas affirm that he is limitless and eternal, Lord Anantasesha is always delighted to serve Lord Krishna with great love. Please know that in yuga after yuga, and in incarnation after incarnation, Anantasesha serves Lord Krishna. That is his nature. When he descended to this world as Lakshman, he became Lord Ram's younger brother. In this way, Lord Anantasesha always serves Lord Ram. Neglecting eating, drinking, and sleeping, he served Lord Ram's feet. Moment after moment, his desire to serve was never satiated. When he descended to this world as Balaram, he became Lord Krishna's elder brother. In his heart, he never turned away from service to Lord Krishna. He always addressed Lord Krishna as Master. He always thought of Lord Krishna with devotion. He never thought of him in any other way. Please know without doubt that Lord Nityananda is Lord Anantasesha himself. Anyone who sees that Lord Nityananda and Lord Balaram are different persons is bewildered in his heart. Anyone who disrespects a devotee of the Lord, a devotee who is like devotional service personified, commits a great offense to Lord Vishnu. Even though Brahma and Shiva bow down before her, Goddess Lakshmi enjoys pastimes of serving Lord Vishnu's feet. That is her nature. Even though he is the all-powerful master of all potencies, Lord Anantasesha serves Lord Vishnu. That is his nature. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is very happy to describe this service attitude of his devotees. The Supreme Lord is completely subservient to his devotees. That is his nature. The glory of this truth can be heard from the Supreme Lord's own mouth. Lord Vishnu and the Vaishnavas are both delighted to glorify each other's natures. The Vedas declare that this is their natural tendency. The nature of Lord Vishnu and the Vaishnavas is carefully described in the Puranas. The opinions I express in writing are based on the evidence of the Puranas. In his heart, Lord Nityananda thinks, Lord Chaitanya is my master, I am his servant. Day and night no other words come to his mouth. He says, I am his servant, he is my master in every way. Anyone who offers prayers to Lord Chaitanya and to me, and who glorifies me as servant of Lord Chaitanya, will certainly attain me. To please Lord Nityananda, I have described how he gazed at Lord Chaitanya's six-armed form. The spiritual truth is that Lord Chaitanya resides in Lord Nityananda's heart. There they both gaze at each other. Of this there's no doubt. According to the pastimes of their different incarnations, Lord Nityananda serves Lord Chaitanya. Who can understand their pastimes? Thus, the Supreme Personality of Godhead accepts service from himself. This is described in the Vedas, Mahabharata, and Puranas. The books that describe the Supreme Lord's activities are called Vedas. The Vedas completely reject the idea that Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda are different persons. Without engaging in devotional service, no one can understand these truths. Some few persons who have attained Lord Chaitanya's mercy can understand them. All the Vaishnavas are eternally pure and full of transcendental knowledge. Sometimes you may see that they disagree at some point. Their disagreements are only their pastimes. Persons who do not understand this find that their intelligence becomes destroyed. Persons who praise one Vaishnava and criticize another perish. This is described in the following words of Sri Narada Purana. A fool who worships the deity of Lord Vishnu, but blasphemes the Supersoul present in all beings, or who worships the feet of a Brahmin and then attacks the Brahmin's head, goes to hell. Therefore, you should stay far away from persons whose talk harms the Vaishnavas, and from persons who give pain to ordinary living entities. A person who gives pain to other living beings and then worships Lord Vishnu worships in vain. In death he suffers. A person attached to material things may, unaware that Lord Vishnu is the Supersoul present in everyone's heart, still worship Lord Vishnu. On the one hand, he washes the Brahmin's feet, and on the other hand, he kicks the Brahmin's head. How can such a person attain auspiciousness for even a moment? What will become of him? Please think about this in your heart. Blaspheming a Vaishnava is 100 times more sinful than harming an ordinary living being. A person who faithfully worships the deity of the Lord, but neither respects the devotees nor shows mercy to fallen conditioned souls, is a degraded fool. Such a person worships one incarnation of the Lord, but does not worship the other incarnation. He thinks that Lord Krishna and Lord Ramachandra are different persons. The scriptures affirm that a devotee who has no love and devotion for Lord Balaram is the lowest of devotees. This is described in the following words of Srimad Bhagavatam. A prakrita, or materialistic devotee, does not purposefully study the Shastra and try to understand the actual standard of pure devotional service. Consequently, he does not show proper respect to advanced devotees. He may, however, follow regulative principles learned from his spiritual master or from his family who worships the deity. He is to be considered on the material platform, although he is trying to advance in devotional service. Such a person is a Bhakta Praya, neophyte devotee, or Bhakta Bas, for he is a little enlightened by Vaishnava philosophy. In this way, I have described the nature of the lowest devotees. Gazing at Lord Chaitanya's six-armed form, the Nityananda became satisfied. Anyone who hears this description of Lord Nityananda's gazing at Lord Chaitanya's six-armed form will become free from the bonds of repeated birth and death. Returned to external consciousness, Lord Nityananda wept. From his 2 lotus eyes flowed a river of tears. Then Lord Chaitanya said to everyone, "The Vyas Puja is now completed. Please bring kirtan." Accepting the Lord's order, everyone became blissful. The sound of Lord Krishna's name suddenly arose in the 4 directions. Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda danced together. The 2 brothers were like wild madmen. They were no longer aware of external things. All the Vaishnavas were overcome with bliss. In this way, the festival of Vyas Puja was very happily performed. Some danced, some sang, some rolled on the ground, and some held Vaishnav's feet. Lord Chaitanya's mother, who is indeed the mother of all the worlds, gazed at all the blissful pastimes. Gazing at Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda in her heart, she thought, "These are my 2 sons." Only Lord Anantasesh has the power to describe the great glory of this Vyas Puja festival. Writing in sutras, I have thus described a little of Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. A person who in any way glorifies Lord Krishna attains auspiciousness. For the remainder of that Vyas Puja festival, the devotees, accompanied by Lord Chaitanya, happily danced. The devotees became mad with bliss, calling out, "Oh, Krishna!" and they wept. In this way, Lord Chaitanya revealed the truth of pure devotion to himself. Becoming peaceful, Lord Chaitanya approached the devotees. Lord Chaitanya said to Srivas Pandit, "Bring at once the food that was offered to Lord Vyas." The food was at once brought, and with his own hand, Lord Chaitanya distributed it to everyone. Accepting the food from the Lord's hand, the devotees blissfully ate. Calling what was in the house with his own hand, calling whoever was in the house, with his own hand, the Lord distributed food to everyone. The servants and maidservants in the home of the Vaishnavas, Srivas thus attained the very sacred food that Brahma and all the demigods think themselves very fortunate to attain. Everyone in Srivas's home became blissful. Who has the power to describe Srivas's good fortune? Every day the Lord enjoyed many blissful pastimes in Navadvip. Still, the people were not aware of them. The two moons, Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda, are my life and soul. I, Vrndavana Das, sing the glories of their feet.